Now we will see the final discussion about voltage commutation technique. Now these are the 9 important points that you have to keep in mind as far as this voltage commutation technique is concerned. That is IT1 peak, that is the peak value of current carried by the thyristor 1. Now if you look at the waveform of the thyristor 1, just look at this waveform of the thyristor 1. What is the peak value of current? This is the peak value of current, isn't it? So this becomes the peak value of current, and this peak value of current is nothing but I naught. This part is I naught, and this peak is nothing but ICP, isn't it? So peak value of current is nothing but, as I was telling, I naught plus IC peak. Now ITA peak, that is the peak value of current carried by the thyristor, auxiliary thyristor. Now look at the current equation of the auxiliary thyristor. This is the current equation of the auxiliary thyristor. Auxiliary current thyristor will carry the load, will carry only the value of load current when the main thyristor is switched off, isn't it? In the mode 3. So the maximum current is equal to the load current I naught. Okay. Now V naught peak, the peak value of, or I can say peak instantaneous value of the load output voltage, load voltage. Now you see at the time of T1 switch off, the voltage has been raised 2 times high, 2 Vs, isn't it? The voltage has been doubled. So I can say this is the peak value of voltage, 2 Vs. Okay, instantaneous voltage. Now next important point is T on minimum of T1. That means minimum turn on time of T1. Now if you look at the minimum turn on time of T1, now you see I have loaded the gun. Now you see I have loaded the gun. After loaded the gun, if my target is near me only, I can directly trigger. I need not aim at the target. That means I can omit the mode 2. Omitting the mode 2 means the directly I can say you can directly after mode 1 directly you can try to switch off the that is you can trigger the TA to switch off the T1, isn't it? That means the minimum turn on time is only mode 1. What is the duration for mode 1? You know, need not have this period also. So the period for mode 1 is nothing but pi LC. Okay, pi LC, isn't it? Seconds, pi LC seconds. Understood? So the minimum turn on time of T1, because basically I want to load the gun. Load the gun means initially the polarity of the capacitor was like this. Initially the capacitor polarity was like this, but I want to convert this capacitor polarity into like this, isn't it? Why like this? Because if I do it like this, when my auxiliary thyristor is turned on, that is it is short circuited, then this being my T1, that is my main thyristor, will get positive voltage on this side and negative voltage on this side, isn't it? So I am interested in changing the polarity of this one. So what is the time taken for the change of polarity? Time taken for the change of polarity is nothing but pi into under root LC in seconds, isn't it? LC seconds, isn't it? So this is the value of minimum time for main thyristor to be switched on. After this thing has happened, that is after your polarity has been changed, at any moment you can start to turn off the main thyristor. Now correspondingly there will be minimum duty cycle. Minimum duty cycle is different. Basically duty cycle is equal to T on by total time period. So minimum time period you have got, minimum on time period you have got. So minimum on time period is pi into LC, 1 by T is frequency, so pi f into under root L into C. So this is the value of alpha minimum. Next, peak inverse voltage of FD, that is freewheeling diode. So the peak inverse voltage of the freewheeling diode is 0. That is 2 times of Vs. Is nothing but the 2 times of Vs. Why it is 2 times of Vs? Because the voltage will be applied across the load is 2 Vs. So your peak inverse voltage, your FD must be designed to tackle that much amount of voltage. Now peak inverse voltage of T1, that is main thyristor, is nothing but Vs, because this much amount of voltage only will be applied by the capacitor at mode 3, isn't it? As I was telling, when your thyristor TA is triggered, this voltage is charged with Vs voltage. This much amount of voltage, negative voltage, is only applied across the T1. Circuit turn off time of main thyristor TCM. So what do you mean by circuit turn off time? The time for which negative bias is hold. Okay, that means as long this TA is turned on and this main thyristor is experiencing negative bias, and that is for how long? That is for how long means, so if you look at this graph of VC, so you see this time period over here, this time period TC. So this much amount of time period is nothing but the voltage for which the capacitor voltage is negative, because if the capacitor voltage is negative, that negative voltage is directly applied across the T1, isn't it? So this duration is what we require, that is the TCM, or I can say the circuit turn off time for the main thyristor, and that value will be equal to charge stored. Okay, I can write it from this equation. Charge stored will be equal to capacitance into voltage. I can say that voltage is Vs, isn't it? That voltage is equal to Vs. Q I can write current through the capacitor, or I can say current through the capacitor nothing but the load current, isn't it? Into time is equal to C into Vs. This time is nothing but the TCM that we require, that will be equal to CVS by I naught. Okay. So this is the value of circuit turn off time of the main thyristor. Conduction time for the auxiliary thyristor will be 2 times of TCM. How long will the auxiliary thyristor will be conducting? As you see here, as long as up to the load voltage will become 0, isn't it? Till then the auxiliary thyristor will be conducting, as long as the capacitor is been charging in the opposite direction. So up to capacitor becomes minus Vs to plus Vs, isn't it? Capacitor started to linearly rise because it is now connected to the supply, and it is linearly raising its voltage from minus Vs to plus Vs. So up to this duration only this auxiliary thyristor has been conducting, isn't it? So this duration will be equal to 2 times of TCM, isn't it? So like this you find out the conduction time for the TCM for auxiliary thyristor. And then you have to find out what is the average output voltage. So average output voltage is nothing but, if you want to find average of any quantity, find the area under that curve divided by the total time period. Now if you have seen the graph for the total average load voltage, that would look something like this. At time is equal to T3, okay, at time is equal to T1, at time is equal to T2, it's always equal to Vs only. At time is equal to T3, now the load voltage has become my 2 Vs, and then as the capacitor started to build voltage, it started to become 0 like this. So this peak, this point is 2 Vs, isn't it? So I can say this total time period, okay, up to T3 is nothing but the on period of the main thyristor, isn't it? The main thyristor was on for all this period, and 0 to T1 is that period which can be the, I can see the minimum on period, T on minimum, that is possible. Okay, so okay, so I'm sorry, this actually is not equal to T3. This is T2. Okay, this is T2. At this point we will be switching off the main thyristor. So if I want to take the average of this particular voltage, then I can write down the average voltage is equal to area under the curve. Now area under this curve, this part, is Vs into T on plus, okay, plus 2Vs. This looks like a triangle, isn't it? So half into base into height, half into the base is this time period up to T1 to T3. So this time period is nothing but up to here it is TCM, isn't it? So and this will also will be equal to TCM. I can say this total period is 2Cm. Okay, so 2 times of circuit turn of time for main thyristor. So if you can cancel this 2 and 2, then finally you will get the value of average voltage output is equal to supply voltage into T on into 2 TCM. So this T on into 2 TCM is also called as effective turnaround time of the load of this circuit. So I can tell Vs into T on effective by T, because it is called T on effective time, because during this T on duration, the load is supplied through T1, that is main thyristor. During this duration, it is supplied by the auxiliary thyristor. So anyhow the load is being supplied with load current without compromising anything. I can say effective turn on time of this entire circuit is T1 plus 2 TCM. But whereas individually, when you talk about individual thyristors, then T1 corresponds to T1, 2 TCM corresponds to TA. That is their conduction period divided by their total time period T. So total time period T is nothing but 1 by F is equal to T. That is 1 by F is nothing but the operating frequency of the chopper. That will be given in the question. Next video we will see some previous year questions regarding voltage computation techniques. Thank you.